Half Price Books Physical Media Haul, February 28th, 2024. Let's get to it. We got one of those Paxi Danishes that are quite delicious. It's got lemon filling in it, and I've got coffee. So, let's enjoy. We were supposed to get a tornado and stuff last night, and it was a bumpkus. It was a nothing burger. Didn't turn out to be much of anything. So, that's fine. I'm sure you recognize this lovely melody, A Stranger in Paradise. Never mind, I did that in the other video. Anyway, so I got a really weird and wild and widely varying lot of stuff at half price today. A haul of varied odds and ends. So I got these two National Geographics from the 1950s. One is 1955 and one is 1957. This is 55, this is 57. I think just the advertising alone, the Coca-Cola advertising on the back, for instance, gives it some historical interest. There's our lovely lady. And these are almost in mint condition. There's a mixture of black and white and color photography. It's really beautiful. It has kind of that flat color from that era. Really nice. And I'm not sure what I'm going to do with these because this is kind of a novelty. Usually you find lots of National Geographics, but typically they only go back to the 70s. Finding some from the 50s is not that common, actually. Wow, this is Union Pacific Railroad. You can look at like the Grand Canyon from the so-called Astrodome. I guess that's the viewing port, maybe at the back of the train. Wow, that is vintage. That is awesome. I think this ad alone is worth money. But lots of retro things in here. Again, really nice. And they're so thick. Like these old editions of the National Geographic are really thick. They're like books. So I got these for 25 cents a piece. Not decided yet what I'm doing with them. I'm going to look at them and then see if they have usefulness for me or if I'm going to sell these. Well, lest you think inflation is a contemporary issue, here we got October 55 issue, 75 cents, which has to have been a pretty hefty price for a magazine at the time. By 1957, that's gone up to $1. So, you know, 25 cents, it's a pretty big raise on a magazine in the 50s, I'd say. What I will not do, and I see a lot of people doing this, and to me this is historical desecration, they will tear those apart to get those vintage ads and sell the ads individually. I can't do that. I won't take an object that's really at this point an archival piece and destroy it for money. That's absurd. I hate that. And let's move on. Here we got Vladimir Feltzman doing Chopin Preludes. This is on CBS, I guess. Now Sony. So a fairly old issue. I remember this guy came to Louisville back in the 80s. I knew a guy who worked at a record store, and he met Feltzman, I guess backstage as some kind of promotional thing. He said Feltzman was a complete dick, an arrogant guy who was trying to pick up all the women and stuff over there. So anyway, kind of fun. Don't really care about that. I just want a good performance. Anyway, so Haydn. What is Haydn doing here? This is concertos for oboe, trumpet, harpsichord, etc. English concert, Trevor Pinnock on DG Archive production. Very nice. Don't think I have these. These were all $1, by the way. This was $1. The Feltzman was $1. Now this is kind of funny. I actually just sold this 2 days ago on eBay. And here's another $1 copy that came up at half price. The Art of Virgil Fox on EMI Capitol Full Dimensional Sound disc. What I did was I paired this with another Virgil Fox and it sold right away. And I think because Dave Hurwitz had talked about Virgil Fox. Dave Hurwitz, the classical YouTube channel guy, who also is a big critic, was talking about E. Power Biggs, another big organ superstar back in the day, but he also mentioned Virgil Fox. I think that Dave's mention of organ music made those discs move out of my inventory. So what I did was I pulled this other single disc that I've had for sale, the Digital Fox. This is volumes 1 and 2 on Bainbridge. What I'm going to do is pair these two together and sell them for like $7 as a lot. Charge $4.50 combined media shipping, and those should move because that's what I did on the other sell that I did. I had Virgil Fox Encores on RCA Living Stereo that I paired this with before, but that's a comparable buy, and let's try that. So I just sold this on eBay, this Jerry Mulligan, Dave Brubeck disc on MCA. I don't know what I sold it for, not very much. It's been on sale for a little while, maybe a year. Finally moved it. And I just put up the Virgil Fox Duo that I was going to sell. So things are moving. I just sold a wine book that I picked up for free at a library sale about 4 months ago. So things seem to be selling, and that's about all I got. Next, we got some DVDs for $1 a piece. They had a big table full of DVDs. They had DVDs on top of the table. They must have had about 20 boxes full. Must have been hundreds of them. And then they had some under the table as well. So there was a lot to look at. This is The River with Sissy Spacek and Mel Gibson. Who directed this? Mark Rydell. This was kind of a critically acclaimed movie back in the 80s, but that nobody talks about now. This came out in 84. I remember, I think I was in college when this came out. I remember there was another movie came out around the same time called Country. There seemed to be like this little mini genre boom of kind of rural dramas that came out around that time, and this is one of those. I think I own this, but I'm not positive. I didn't want to not have this if I didn't have it. I have never watched this, but I am curious. So I've got that for $1. Another 80s classic that nobody talks about anymore, Children of a Lesser God, with Marlee Matlin and William Hurt. I think she got the Oscar for her role in this. She was, I don't know, what is the term for deaf people now? Oh well. So this was a special romantic movie where he's kind of like trying to help her, and she's trying to be independent and whatnot, and great drama. Again, a classic 80s movie nobody talks about too much. I think I own this, but I want to see what the condition of my previous disc is and decide which one I'm keeping and maybe sell the other one off. 1959 film Compulsion with Orson Welles. I think this is another variation or version or retelling of the Leopold Loeb murder case of the 20s, the one with Clarence Darrow. I guess Orson Welles is like the Clarence Darrow attorney in this. It was directed by Richard Fleischer in widescreen 20th Century Fox movie. I'm pretty sure I own this already, but if I didn't want to not get this and pass it up in case I didn't have it. But it's $1. Worth having. They used to show that movie on the Late Show all the time back in the day, as I recall. Used to catch that then. And I'm a courtroom movie junkie, so we got one of the Fox film classics. This is Fox film noir, Dangerous Crossing with Gene Crane. Is that Michael Rennie? Yeah, Michael Rennie's in there. I don't have this, and I like to collect these Fox film noir DVDs. Again, $1. Nice little thing to have. We got Curb Your Enthusiasm season 6, Larry David, 10 episodes on 2 discs, $1. Couldn't really pass that up. I haven't watched enough of these shows, but I'd like to have them around in case I do want to kind of get into this. I'm a big Seinfeld fan, so I never really got into this show, although I have seen episodes of it, and it is funny. But, you know, there aren't that many hours in the day. I couldn't pass this up for $1. Got the movie Fame from the early 80s. What was it, 1980, I guess? I wasn't a big fan of this movie when it came out, but this is Blu-ray, and it's $1. And of course I have this on DVD, but for $1 getting a Blu-ray, I can spring for that. And it was in perfect shape. So this is The Outlier. She's the Man with Amanda Bynes. Modern teen comedy. I guess it's one of those Mean Girls films. She's kind of cute, I guess. Probably the only reason I bought this, to be honest. $1. And supposedly this film now is either on PC or controversial or both for some reason. I'm kind of curious to find out why. So anyway, what is it rated? What's it got on there? PG-13. So, you know, not too risque, I guess. We'll see.